Yeah.
Is that like a lot of pictures on the yeah, that's what it is.
Oh boy. Oh no. Have you not gotten this view before? Lorenzo.
Don't know. I'm confused. I want this to calm down, and then when it's came down, I think
Sun is what? Sun you have, right?
yeah, it just feels really, really,
Probably because it's not that it looks okay.
or maybe I need to increase
Maybe just increase this increase the machine.
I can't increase more because maybe I need to reduce this yes, I told
hello, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good morning. Well, first of all, sorry for what happened this morning, and there's traffic, but I left late, so I'm very sorry. So today's class is going to be based on recommender system and Gaussian anomaly detection. So, first of all, how many of you watched the video? Like this is like the most important thing. Oh, 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Oh, interesting. That's good. How many of you watched last week's video?
I'm sorry. Classes are begun. Thank you.
How many? 1, 2, KBs and CCA. 4? Some of the stuff we did last week will be spinning on this week somehow. So if you did not go through last week's video, just like how I said it, you're on your own. So today's topic is anomaly detection. So anomaly detection is a technique used to identify unusual patterns that do not conform to the expected behavior. Hello?
Hey guys, why the mobile?
See, I have so much slides. I would like to like rush over the slide. I have so much.
And this is extremely important, like anomaly detection and a recommender system. There are two big topics that does not really make sense to treat them as one and just move on. They are interesting, they are unique in their own ways. So I can't, so one more is not going to work. So please go to.
So, hello, are we good? So, this is just an instance of what anomaly detection is. Let's say you have a reading, everything is going fine, all of a sudden you have like an unusual behavior here. If you should compare this part to other parts, you can see this is like an anomaly in this reading, right? Also, you have a cluster here, you have another cluster here. So how are you going to, what can we say about this?
That's an anomaly.
This guy is an anomaly, right? So anomaly detection basically means detecting, identifying unusual patterns. And usually this stuff are kind of, we call them outliers. So this guy is like an outlier, this guy is like an outlier. So application, use anomaly detection for fraud detection, for cyber space security, for image processing. It has different applications, for predictive maintenance, a lot of stuff. Okay. So the first application. So in this application, we have about how many features? We have about 2 features. So the first feature is it generated. The second feature is vibration intensity. So let's say Boeing, they wants to make a new engine. They are testing new engine, and based on these 2 features, this is data generated based on these 2 features. So then we have like a new engine, like try and error, not really try and error. They're optimizing, so they have like a new engine. They tried the new engine, like you have one here, you have another one here. We want to know whether this new engine, whether they are deviating from the norm. So you can see that this engine here is kind of close to this cluster, while this guy is different from this cluster. So you can see this guy is like an outlier, right? Why this guy is not an outlier. So with anomaly detection, you can do something like this to know how good your system is. So basically, the logic behind it is that you build like a model. We'll come to talk about density estimation. You build like a model, a probabilistic model. So that probabilistic model, when you bring in your test sample or your test engine, if it goes beyond a particular threshold, you say it is okay. But if it is less than a threshold, you say that engine is bad. What I said doesn't make any sense. So the new engine is less than a particular threshold, let's say 0.02 is bad. It's above that threshold, it is good. Alright? So, with respect to what we did the last time, you can say that if this new engine is in this position relative to the cluster, you can say that this guy is good, right? How, like, if you keep going, where's the marker? Okay. We did variance and standard deviation last week now, right? Yes, we did variance and standard deviation last week, yes. So, let's say we have the good guys here, we have the good engines here, all clustered. I have another color of marker, this is the only color here. This is the only color here. So, this is and we have like another engine. test engine. One of them is here, one of them is here. So this guy, based on the probabilistic model we must have built, if it is in this threshold, if it's in this particular portion, we call this in the contour diagram. If it's in this part, we say this guy is good engine. If it's outside, we say it is bad, right? So that's what we are trying to do. So, application of anomaly detection. So for fraud detection, we can take pictures like user login activity. Let's say we are in Nigeria, and you log on to a Canadian website, probably around 4 a.m. Yeah, around 4 a.m. with respect to their own time, not our own time. And your IP, you have a Nigerian IP. Okay, I'm not recording this. Okay, then the transaction, let's say you had about 10,000, let's say $100,000 transaction. Then the typing speed, let's say, is as a Nigerian, I don't know. I don't want to be biased. I don't know what I'm saying. So let's say it's 60.
Welcome.
Right? And let's not use Nigeria. Let's use another country because I can't be projecting fraudulent. Let's say you are country X. You are country X, and you want to defraud Nigeria. You like the story? Yes. And let's say, okay, your country X, and let's say this is 2 p.m. This is 4 a.m. So your IP, let's just leave this one. Then normally, as a Nigerian, let's say your transaction is about 2K. $20,000, not $20,000, and your typing speed, yeah, we are Nigerians, we type fast, so let's say we have about 80. So with these pictures now, you know that this is the average, this is what you get from the Nigerian, this is like a picture you get from Nigeria, while this one is like a characteristic you get from country X. This guy is trying to defraud this guy, right? So, first of all, let's look at the timing. You are logging in by 4 a.m. With that timing, that shows like there is something strange about that time. For you to be logging in by 5 a.m., by 4 a.m. So this is like a flag. On a norm, my transaction is $20,000, but this time around it's $100,000. So it's a flag. Sometimes people bank do that, they send you, tell you that, especially when you withdraw more than your usual, they tell you that go to the bank. This looks like they are spending money or probably must have done money laundering. So someone from country X, not Nigeria. So then the typing speed, let's say your typing speed on the average is about 60 words per minute. But this time around, your average is 80, but this time around is 60. So there's something different about your typing. You can't be slow in your typing. Probably, I don't know what you took, but things can't just change like that. So this is like a flag. So with all these features, you can use it to detect like to detect the unusual pattern. So first of all, there's huge difference. This is like 20%. This is like 20. This is like a difference, about 20 words per minute difference. In this one, this is like a huge. This is like about 80K. This is big money. So the time difference too, that's like another difference. So with all this anomaly, with all these subtle differences, you can say that this is like an anomaly in the system. So you guys understand what we just said now, right? So how do we do this stuff? First of all, what we do is that we use these features to build a probabilistic model called PX. We'll get to talk about that part. So what you apply anomaly detection in manufacturing. Let me talk about manufacturing with respect to predictive maintenance. So on a normal day, let's say your machine, you have sensors attached to your machine and it takes different readings. So ideally, you know that the reading is supposed to be in the range of 80 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius. That's like an ideal default to that reading. But all of a sudden, you are getting something less than 80. That's a different. Then, when you have like your probabilistic model knows that this is the range in which your feature responds, but this is a deviation from your normal feature, from your normal response. So this is like an anomaly. So it's going to like alert flag that there's a subtle difference in temperature difference. So what are we going to do about it? Probably you have to like shut down the system or you call the repair guy. So he said something about using it for data center. You guys watch the video, so you got to understand that. Okay, you watch the video when you get there.
What?
I said, George is explaining better. Understand? When you video, this X1, X2 was able to now say time, this parasite 6, George is
No, don't hurt my feelings.
Watch the video.
George is explaining
So
better.
you can do
Don't hurt my feelings.
Alright.
Where is it cleaner?
You don't understand Andrew. No, I don't even think anyone's going to explain it to you.
I would have said,
You guys are watching yourself.
he's breaking it down to minute atomic particles.
I'm not breaking into atomic particles, I'm just breaking something you can relate to. Please, let's not wind
John
ourselves.
is a better teacher. He's a better
Thank you. Can we continue?
Yes.
Thank you. So we are going to talk about Gaussian distribution. So how many of us have heard of Gaussian? Yeah. Gaussian. What's the first part of his name?
All we know is he combined with one guy to do matrix something, just Jacobi.
Yeah.
For matrix
It's
So basically, this is what the Gaussian distribution is all about. So a distribution is a listing of outcomes of an experiment and the probability associated with each outcome. So for score 1, this is the frequency. 4, 2, this is the frequency. 9, up to the last one, 6, this is the frequency. 2. So we use this Gaussian distribution basically to know, so like, how am I supposed to explain this stuff? So with these values and this frequency, you use it to, with respect to Gaussian, you use it to like represent how these two guys are related. Does it make any sense? Using what? Using mean and standard deviation, right? So where is the mean? What is the what is the mean of a normal? This is not the first time we talked about normal distribution. This is not the first time. So what is the mean of normal distribution? And what is the standard deviation of normal distribution?
The average midpoint.
What is it? What is it? What did you say? I don't like chorus answer. I'm hearing zero, I'm hearing one. So first of all, where is the position and what does it mean? First of all, what is the meaning of mean? Let's start with that. What's the meaning of mean?
The average of a set of values.
Okay. So average. So what's this guy? So
The distance from the mean.
this is the distance from the mean. How it deviates from the mean. So this is the mean. Oh.
sorry.
This is the mean. With respect to normal distribution or Gaussian distribution, this is the mean. This particular point signifies the mean. So, standard deviation, what do we say standard deviation is? Distance from the mean. So, you have does this stuff make any sense?
That is right.
Does it make any sense? Does it make any sense? So basically, we use this stuff to represent distribution. That's basically what we use it. So yeah, based on the score, we can tell it and the frequency. You can use it to determine. You can just use it to generate like a model with respect to what we are doing. You use it to generate like a model that will enable us when we have like a new point. What is the probability of that new point with respect to our model? Does it make any sense? This is what we are going to use to build our model. This is what we are going to use to build our model. So let's say we have like a new point here. What is the probability of that new point? So another thing is at this end, like the further you go, we have what we call outliers at this end. So we have outlier here, we have outlier. These guys are likely to happen. These guys are not really likely to happen. Does it really make any sense? So anything that is happening here means that there is high certainty that is going to happen. If anything that is happening here is what? Is low probability. And that tells you that what? Anomaly probably comes in this particular range. Let's say you have like an anomaly, something that has like a low probability here. That means that thing is like an anomaly. But does it make any sense?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be fast. I have like so many things to do today. So then this is what we just did here, right? So let's say the mean is 0 for the first one blue. The mean is 0. The standard deviation is also I forgot to tell you that. How about not mixing this stuff with variance? So this is it's like the square is variance. Yeah. So just like when you square it, it's variance. So variance tells you how the data point varies, the distance between the distance of that the distance from the mean. That's what it tells you. When you square it, you get the what? When you get the standard deviation, when you square the standard, you get what? So that is what is happening here. So you can use variance, you can use standard deviation, but mainly for what kind of makes sense is variance. What I said doesn't make any sense. Like when you say something variability of something from the mean, that's what makes sense. So let's say you have a mean of 0. For this blue one, it has a mean of 0. It has a standard deviation of, it has a variance of 0.2. That means it varies a little bit from the mean. So it's going to, this is what happened. It has this is what I'm talking about. This distance, this is the variance. So it varies a little bit from the mean. That's why it's like this, 0.2. Then you have another one, the red one, the same thing, it has the same mean, so it starts from 0, but it has a larger variance. It has 1 as a variance, right? That is why it's big, right? The second one, it has 5, which one? This guy here, right? It has variance of what? 5. That is why it's big. Why this one? It has a standard deviation of what? It has a mean of what? So that is tilted to one, is tilted to one side, which is this side, right? You can see it, -2. It has a variance of 0.2, 0.5. That is why it's like that. It's skewed, it's skewed. Left skewed, right skewed. So if you have something like
it's not stew.
right? That's the spelling.
Yes.
Are we okay with this, right?
Can you go back there?
So what can we infer from this? Like you can see some spread out. I'm sorry. I said some spread out. The question is that what can we infer from these curves? You can see that some spread out, some were skinny. Like, what can you say if you see a Gaussian curve that is spread out, and if you see one that is very skinny? Like, what can you infer intuitively from that? Yeah? The very skinny one will have large variance, lower variance. So that means it's taller. Whenever you see that, like, it's the variance from the mean is very, very small, right? While the ones that are well spread out, it means the variance from the mean is large.
There are many outliers.
Yeah, and like it's just the variance from the mean. You know, for example, when we calculate like y minus y hat first, like that's an example. And then if it's very, very close to each other, then that means you will have a skinny curve. You get my point? That they're very close to the mean. And like if y is the mean,
If the difference.
yeah, if the difference, and you're trying to find the difference between that might not be. Not like I meant mu minus
The
sigma.
beta point.
Yeah,
Okay, I
minus.
think in terms of the data point, I think it also implies that you have closely.
That's the. And
You have
sigma square is
items.
Yes, but the ones that
sigma
are
is.
Okay, let me try to let's go.
why the other ones they are very faster.
Let's go back. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's apply. So let's just do some. Let's do some. Let's say this is our frequency. This is our forgetting what they do, how they do this stuff. What they call this stuff in white. This is our frequency. This is the frequency of this one to have. Let's say it's 1, 3, 4. Then let's just continue. Let's say it's dice. Let's say it is a dice. That would make sense. So then should I use dice? If I use dice, it's going to be dice. The outcome is like it's the same thing. I don't want to use dice. I don't want to use that. Let's just say we have like a value. The frequency of the first one is 1, 3, 5. Then what I'm saying doesn't really make any sense. I don't know what to call these values. I just don't know what. But this is the frequency. This is the value, right? So now let's get the fx. Let's get the mean. How are we supposed to get the mean? Let's do it like this. This is the one we do very well. This f is x. This is 1, 3, 1, 3, 5. This is 2, 3, 1. So fx, right?
9, 5.
So this is what?
9,
2,
5.
9, 2, 9, 5. Which is what?
16.
So now we have what? This is 7. 7 plus 9. 7 plus 9. Don't put your hand on. Don't put your hand on. So this is 16, right? How many? What's the frequency?
9. 9.
Right?
Yeah.
let's change the value. Let's say we have
Let's change it to
let's change it to
1,
4. 4, right? What do you have?
plus
18.
3. That's
18.
18.
So 9, right? So divided by what? F. So we have 18 divided by 2. We have 9. We have 2, right? This is what?
Mean. Kind of mean.
Why am I doing this thing? So we have mean 2, right? From this formula, let's take x 4, right? 4 is our data point. Let's pick the first one, 4, right? So 4 minus our mean. What's our mean? Divided by square. Divided by what? N. What's n? Divided by fx. What is which is what? 9. So we have that's 2 over 9 square. So 4 over 9. So you do that for each and every one of them. Then what are you going to do? Summation. You add it. So basically, it's going to tell you how far are you from this mean value to. So if you develop far from the mean value, that means probably your outcomes. If you are too far from it, that means with respect to what we have here, these are our mean. If you are too far, you are somewhere here. If you are too close, that means you have like high chances of occurring. Does it make any sense? I'm sweating. It's hot. What are we going to do? Let me take my list now.
Engineers in this country, they should help us navigate light situation, electricity, system engineers, all the engineers, teamwork. Engineering. We need you engineers for our life. Tell the world what to do. Someone said, "Can't go out
So let me just share this slide.
Yes, it's connected.
Click on that.
Click on what?
Wherever I connected. Huh? Just come connected. Okay. Go to Wi-Fi. Yes, no, the class will continue. Back. Because if I stop it now, I have to generate another link.
Like, which streamline?
The streamline is but every stage you're working on something, watching it, breaking it into clips, so that I know what to focus on. Yeah, you see SpectraNet for the light. Are you seeing me? Huh? SpectraNet for GLT. How about SpectraNet? This way now.
George.
Hello, what's up? The flat key, there's no key holder on it. Yeah. Have you seen it, River?
So, as you can see that with this,
Literally now. That's not cool.
with the mean and variance, you can use it to get this this distribution, this normal distribution curve, right? So another thing we have to take note of is under this the area under this graph, under this curve, is equals to 1. Like that's like a very important property of normal distribution. So, why is this thing here? So with the mean and standard deviation, if you should put this stuff in, you can get your y, and with that you can use it to get the curve. So we have discussed about this. With our mean and standard deviation, we can use it to get this probability. So what we are basically trying to do is that we want to use the mean and standard deviation to get the probability curve of any of any sample. That's what we are trying to do. This is what I'm trying to say. So we are going to put in our value x, then with the mean and standard deviation, with these two values, we get our y. Does it make any sense? So with that, we can get our p. So basically, this guy, given the mean and standard deviation, get the probability. So what is the area under this curve? With the mean of 0, standard deviation of 2, this is the kind of curve we have.
No.
Okay, sorry. With the mean of 0, standard deviation of 1, this is the curve we have. With the mean of 0, standard deviation of 2, we have discussed this, so this is the kind of graph you have. Then, just like what I've said before, we'll use our mean, we'll use our variance. When you square your standard deviation, that's your variance. We use it to get this guy p. So what we are just the idea behind this stuff is that you are going to use these two values to draw this stuff. That's the idea. So that is what you should just like have in the back of your mind. Then, how are we going to get this value? So, how we are going to get this value is that it's not even an assumption. Our x, just like what I said before, our x1 is our what? With respect to the Canadian stuff we said, our x1 is what?
Loading time.
Our x2 is what?
Transaction.
Let's say it's transaction. Then so with all these features, we'll use it to get the probability distribution of this guy, P, of this one, and of this one. And at the end of the day, we are going to multiply all of them together. What I said doesn't really make any sense. So we are going to use this. We are going to get the probability of this guy here, and of this guy. At the end of the day, this is what you are going to get here. This is what you are going to get. This is what you are going to get. At the end of the day, you are going to multiply all of them together. This is not summation. This is not pi. This is not pi. It's not this one. It is this guy. Yeah, it's different. Are you seeing what? This is pi, right? This one is pi. This one is not pi. It's not it's not pi. It is not pi. No, I not say non-pi. Okay, this is not pi. It is not pi. It's not pi. Okay, let me be serious. So it's just it's like sigma. But they just call it some values. Like you multiply all the values together. Like let's say you have 3 2, 1. With respect to sigma, we say what? Summation, let's say this is x, summation x is what? 3 plus 2. This is 1 2 times 1, which is what?
Excuse me. Big pack. Like all this
Both of them are
still pack. It's just like this sigma for some and variance. You get vector yeah for covariance.
But my point is that don't mean it's up by that. It's big. Exactly, it's big represented. It's like it's big.
Yeah, capital.
But it's not 5. So it looks like 5. What of 5? You have 10,000, you have 20. So you have good history of making good stuff. Then this is just like an anomaly. The 20 cases that you have just like points. Fine. Now, if you are going to build a model, how are you going to do that? You have your training set. Since we have about what? We have 100K. We have 100,000 youth. 20. So this is how you are going to do it. For your train, you do what? From this 100,000, what are you going to do? Take 6,000, right? How many? 6,000. No, it's 6,000. Sorry, from 10,000, you select 6,000, right? Then your test set, what will be your test set? What will be your test set? What will be your validation set? This is how we do this stuff. But sometimes, because some people have this another approach, they feel that because this the performance, not really the out, you have like small amount of, you have small frequency of bad cases, which is 20. They feel that since you have small frequency of bad cases, why can't you just take, you combine these two guys together, use it as, you apply them as, you take them as both your validation and your test set. But what he later said, I think that this is actually a bad idea, that you shouldn't do that. You should always try to split your model to 2020. And the reason why you actually have to like split it 2020 is because you want to use this guy here to get this epsilon 0.02. You want to use it to like to know the right epsilon. You understand what I'm trying to say? So for what's the importance of validation sets? So let's just go back to what we have done before. The first step we did was to build our model, that's EX. Then if it's less than, is anomaly. If it's less than, is anomaly. If it's greater than, it is normal. Then our metric here. So what he said was that the metric, you can use true positive, false positive. You can also use F-score. So our metric here is more or less like what was this stuff again? Mean square error. But in this one, you're not going to apply this guy here. This is what you're going to apply. Look for F-score and precision recall. You guys should just check online on how this stuff. I didn't really have time to check online, but just check on how this stuff works. But basically, you're going to use the validation to choose your epsilon E. That's like the most important thing concerning the validation. So then, what's the difference between this guy and this guy? What's the difference between anomaly detection and supervised learning? If you remember what I said before, if you have very small number of positive example, a very small number of positive example. So in the positive example here, you're talking about this guy here, 20, right? If you have a very small number, it's advisable for you to use anomaly detection. Not just that, if you have large number of the negative one, being this guy, anomaly detection is preferable. Also, when you have many different types of anomaly, different type of anomaly you are talking here, we are talking about we're talking about something like your typing speed, your login, your IP address, which other stuff can we infer? Your credit card number, you can use that. Which other stuff can we infer? For fraudulent activity, which other stuff can we infer? Your location, you're talking about location. Your transaction time, you talked about that. Like a situation whereby you have so many features, that is when you should apply anomaly detection. And also, a situation whereby the future anomaly like may look nothing like any other anomaly example you have seen so far. A situation whereby you have new anomaly, you know as fraudster, they tend to be smarter with time. Let's say they have new stuff they are doing, and that feature is something that will tell you that they are fraudster. So when you have something new, we can't use supervised learning for that. You have to use like anomaly detection to detect that kind of activity. So with respect to supervised learning, when you have so we can apply supervised learning in this case. Does this make any sense? So enough positive example for this one is like spam detection. When you have like the same thing, when you have a positive example for the algorithm to get the sense of what positive example is like, future example. Okay. Similarly, when you have enough positive example, with this positive example that we have here, if you are going to build a model, the model will have a sense of what positive example looks like. Like this guy will push a weight on the model. He's going to like, he knows what is right, he knows what is good. But when you have 20, when you compare the ratio, it's more or less like it's insignificant. So in that situation, you should apply anomaly, you should apply supervised learning. So application, fraud detection in manufacturing, just like what we just discussed, monitoring of machine in data center. The other situation, email. You should remember your Gmail does this for you. Promotion, updates, show that stuff again. Promotion, updates,
primary,
social. So your Gmail does that one for you. Weather prediction, cancer classification. You have cancerous, and you have malaria, and you have benign. So now, choosing what features to use. So sometimes we have a non-Gaussian feature. You understand? This kind of looks like Gaussian feature, but it's not really like Gaussian feature. Like you have like different stuff happening here. Basically, when you have more than one peak, I think they call it, that is when you have like binomial. Yeah. When you have multiple peaks, you have a multinomial. So my point being that for you to have a Gaussian, you're supposed to have just what? One peak. But here you have like multiple peaks, multiple peaks here. So what we are going to do is that we have to transform this guy to. We have to transform. We can just transform. How are we going to transform this non-Gaussian to Gaussian? How are we going to do that? If you should remember when we did SVM. You remember SVM, right? So you remember what the kernel does. What does the kernel? You guys remember what kernel does, right? And like, what's yes? You can't just say yes. Like, what is yes? Like, you are checking your previous like saying yes. What's yes? Like, what's yes? What is kernel? What does it do? Jesus just love. Okay, so like this, you want to transfer a Gaussian. You want to transform into a Gaussian distribution. What you're going to do is that you're going to transform this value to another value. These values are more or less like they are your features. You're going to transform them to, you can apply log, you can apply log x plus 1, you can apply root x3, you can apply x raised to power 1 over 3. So what you're going to do, instead of taking the value of x, the normal value of x, you take something else. You can take log of x. You can take square of x. The whole point of it is for you to bring this guy that is skewed to this guy that is normal Gaussian distribution, your normal Gaussian distribution. Does it make any sense? Hello, does it really make any sense? Yeah. Okay. So all these stuff are like your tuning parameters. These are stuff that you are going to tweak. By tweaking them, it will enable you to model the Gaussian distribution. So this is just what I'm talking about. You should remember your kernel, the kernel tree. So what your kernel tree does with respect to SVM, it transforms your pictures, takes it to another picture space where you can do your separation. You remember SVM? You remember kernel tree now? Let's say you have something like this. You have something like this. And you have this guy. How are you going to separate this guy? And this is your x, y. But let's say this is your x2, x1. How are you going to separate this guy? How are you going to use kernel? Let's say you apply another, let's say you apply x2 I don't know I can't remember. Sure. Let's say this guy, what this guy does is you apply this guy here. Let's say this guy transforms this guy here to this guy here, right? So what does it? It enables it to do what now? This is what kernel tree is all about. Does it make any sense? Like, so the essence of kernel is for you to transform your pictures from one space to another. So it will enable, so you can do your separation, you can do your classification. So you transform it from this space to this space. I can't remember, but this is so by transforming it, you can do your separation. That's the importance of kernel tree. So with respect to this guy, you're just taking your value x, you're taking log x, you're taking x, you convert it log x, then you get something like this. So from this guy to this guy. So then so the same things, this is the same stuff here. Let's say, let me go back. Okay, fine. You remember I said something about you should look for features that are indicative features. You can't just pick anyhow features. You should pick features that are representative of your system. So let's say you have like an anomaly, and this anomaly lies in this position. I know this position is kind of close to the mean, right? You understand? This guy is close to the mean. He's not far from the mean, and your system tells you that this guy is still, this engine is still okay. So what are you going to do in that situation? What you are going to do is that you go back to your feature, you select a feature that can enable you to to make this guy fall in the outlier. How do you do that? The same stuff. So what basically what this part, this line is talking about is that you go back, what you should just do, you go back, you look for a picture that is representative of this new anomaly. When you pick that picture, when you pick that picture, when you draw the normal distribution, you discover at the end of the day that this guy is outside, no longer inside. So this guy, let's say you have two pictures, x1 and x2. They have linear relationship. So x1 is one, like this is x1, this is x2. Let's say this is 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3. Let's assume this is scaled, like they have the same scale. So since let's say we have a value here. So what do you have here? You have a straight line, right? So, right? What's the slope? What's it? What's the y-x of this guy? Okay, let's say we pass through the origin.
Intercept is 0.
Intercept is 0.
Slope is change is y over change is right.
Any, do you want to do correct answer? I is the 1.
3 minus 2 over 3 minus 2. X2 minus x2.
3 minus 2 over what?
3 minus 2.
Which is what?
1 over.
Which is what? So, what's the divide there? What's the slope? So what does it tell you? No, I don't. It's not about 1, 1. Like, what does it tell you? Like, what's the relationship? It means that this guy is one of these guys is one of the other guy.
Yeah.
One or two of these guys is two of the other guy. So you have linear relationship. In that situation, let's say the covariance of with x1, x2, x1, x2, they have linear relationship. 1. If they don't have, let's say the relationship is not that linear, you have 0.1. You understand what I'm trying to say here? So this is what covariant matrix does. Tells you how pictures are related to each other. Understand that, right? Before we had variance. What does variance? It tells you how you deviate from your mean. But now we have multiple pictures. We have to bring in covariance matrix. You understand, right? So this is what I'm talking about. When you have when your mean is 1, and how x and y, how they relate to one another. If it's 1, 1, that means they have linear relationship. This is the kind of curve you have. If they have, depending on the kind of relationship you have, it tells you how fat or how thin your, what do we call this stuff again? Let's say I don't know, this part is going to be like how thin or the distance. So it tells you, and also if you should draw this guy like from the top, this is the kind of relationship you are going to have. With these two values, you can model anything. So basically, that is what you do. So what is the advantage of the multivariate Gaussian? What's the advantage? I ask this question, sometimes it makes me look stupid, but I have to ask, let me know whether I'm really stupid. So, what is the advantage of multivariate Gaussian? Like, why do we need multivariate Gaussian? Why? First of all, why are we using it? Like, why are we using it?
Have a better model.
Somebody is talking about bad anything, but it's true. So previously we have what? Mean and variance, right? Now we have what? Mean and what? Variance. With that, we can do what? We can get our model, right? That model is going to be different. It's not going to be like the normal one we have. It's going to be the one that will enable us to get better representation of our system. So this is what we want here, right? So we shall apply with our mean, with our covariance, then with this guy here, we can compute this guy, right? Does it make any sense?
Yes.
We replace our variance with our covariance. Then with these two values, we can get this guy by doing what? By multiplying each and every. Remember the big pi stuff we talked about? Then if it's less than the threshold, what can we say? So you understand this part, right? So this is basically what we are trying to do. With this guy here, we can get something like this part, right? So that will enable us to say that this guy is an anomaly, right? So go and watch the video, you get to know what this part is. Then, so let me just talk about the difference between Gaussian algorithm and K-mean algorithm. So first of all, what is K-mean algorithm? We have the last part. So what is K-mean algorithm? How does it work? First of all, what it is and how does it work? Not really like, I don't really want like a detailed answer, like an overview. How does it work? You can try.
K means uses the mean of the clusters together.
Okay.
Then what it does is, as the K value changes, it gives you more examples.
Okay. Someone else. I'm talking to you. Why are you turning back? I want to give it a try. No, don't just do chorus answer there. Give it a try. If you don't want to give it a try, relax. So give it a try.
K-mean algorithm is for clustering. To say
It's
you
for
have
what?
clustering.
Okay, yeah.
So
What kind of is it? Supervised, unsupervised?
Unsupervised.
Okay, fine.
So you have a lot of data and
Then-
you're trying to determine what clusters that they belong to. So the way it works basically, so you initialize, you just
Random
randomly
initialize, yeah.
centroid.
Yeah, it's central. Yeah. Random initialize your centroid. Then from there, you do what?
You
You
move,
cluster.
yes.
You get what?
The data point
Around that.
centroid,
Then
right?
what will happen? You update your centroid by getting the average, right? You do that over and over again. This guy is different from this guy. This guy is a generative model. Anything that deals with probability, most times with respect to machine learning, if I get myself, it's a probabilistic, it's a generative model. So how this guy does his own stuff is that, sometimes what K-mean does, K-mean will tell you that, oh, this guy is in this cluster, this guy is not in this cluster. What this guy will tell you, he's going to tell you that this guy is 80% in this cluster, 20% in the other cluster. It gives you like an overlap, like a situation whereby your two stuffs are overlap one another. It tells you that this guy is in this guy and also is in this guy, but with this is the confidence in this guy. Why this guy will just tell you that this guy is in this guy is not in this guy. So that one makes it discriminative. This one is a generative model because it has to do with probability. Gaussian. So soft partition and hard partition. So the soft partition part of it is that, just like what I said, it tells you that, 80, 20. This guy will tell you that I'm supposed to put, this is not, I'm supposed to take this guy out. It's not probabilistic. So it's just hard partition, soft partition. So the next thing we are going to talk about is recommender system. So, right? So what is recommender system? So what's recommender system? You guys did this thing now. Some of us went to DSM. So what is you guys did recommender system, right? So what is recommender system? I don't know. You did this stuff this morning now, right?
No, that one was low.
That one was
Low prediction.
that one was low prediction.
This Monday.
Okay, I give it a try.
I'm just this thing that Jumia does, for example, when you buy from their site, they show you a list of other items and ask you that you want to buy this. Or that people that buy this
Also,
also buy this.
even when you watch YouTube, they will tell, okay, you can say something.
Also, when you see some videos on YouTube, they
What do you think? Like, do you have from
for
what?
instance, now, you say you're a programming person now, and you watch videos, they can tell you that maybe other people that have programming videos, so they can suggest that video. Or even best does it.
Yeah.
People you may know. For instance, people
Yeah.
exactly, or that stay in the same area.
With your friends, so yeah. You guys like have a good understanding of our recommender system. So you want to say something? 80%. 80%. How far is the child?
Let me unplug. Pedro, your laptop is charging, right?
So let's say this guy but let's call this one. It's not anything. Oh, call this one. Is it good? Red Bull.
No,
it's not
no.
Red Bull. Budweiser. Yeah. Okay, let's call this one. Yeah. Let's call this one Malta Guinness. Fine. So I bought Malta Guinness. I bought Amstel Malt from Jumia. Then the next thing I saw Malta Guinness. Both of them are malt, right? No. And also probably the guys that have been buying Amstel Malt, sometimes they do buy Malta Guinness. Right? So recommend to me, maybe I'm interested, maybe I might like it. Does it make any sense? Fine. These two guys now, let's say, okay, both of them, they are both athletes, right? This is the kind of diet they take in. This is the kind of food they eat. This is the kind of food, this guy is a cyclist, this is the kind of food he takes. This guy is a, I don't know, probably another cyclist, this is the kind of food he eats. So somehow, there's a similarity between these two guys. And this similarity is this food that he eats. And also, based on this, if this guy also takes beer, that means there's also a good chance that this guy will also take beer, right? Based on what they have in common. Does it make any sense? Yes. So, this is movie rating. So this is the movie that we have. We have Love at Last. I don't know. Then we have Romance Forever. Then we have Cute Puppies of Love. These are awkward names for so then we have Non-Stop Car Chase. Then we have so point being that from the title. Hello. Do you have anything better to say? All right. So from here we can tell that these movies here, they are romantic movies, right? Yeah. From here, what can we tell? Something. So let's say we have 4 viewers or 4 users. We have Alice, we have Bob, Carol, and Dave. And let's say Alice watched Love at Last, and she rated the movie 5. Bob watched it, he rated the movie what? 5. But you know that, and also, Alice watched this movie, he rated this one 5. But Bob did not watch the movie. We want to know how he's going to, whether we should recommend this movie to Bob. Whether is he going to like the movie or is not going to like the movie. So this is what recommender system basically does. So in this situation, we have this number of user, which is this n underscore u is 4. This nm, which is what? Number of movies. Which is what? You understand this? So our goal is to come up with algorithm that can recommend for users. So we want to come up with a learning algorithm that recommend for this guy. They can this guy part of recommender system, content-based recommender system. So in this content-based, let me just run through. So this time around, we're talking about content here. Amstel Malt and Malta Guinness. These are the content. Based on this content, can we recommend this? What are we going to recommend? What are we going to recommend to this guy? So I buy Amstel Malt. Amstel Malt is close to Malta Guinness. Can I recommend it to this guy? Yes or no? So in this situation, how do we predict the missing features? So some of us watch this video. So how do we predict the missing features? You're asking me how you watch the video. Thank you. Based on what? Content. So first thing, what we are going to do is we are going to get features. These features are more or less like how malty or how alcoholic. What I'm saying, does it make any sense? So you know something, Malta Guinness is good and Amstel Malt, they are malty. If you're talking about Budweiser and Gouda, they are what? Alcoholic. So with respect to this guy here, we know that this guy here, this one, the features we are going to bring in, romance and action. These are the features, right? So we know that this guy here, this first three movies, they are romance movie. The last two, they are what? Action movie. We can use it to classify this. We can use it to classify the movies we have here, right? So we are going to bring in features. These features are what? Romance and what? So the first thing we are going to do is what is the number of features we have here? So we have is equals to 2. And also, let me just fill the code. How many minutes do I have, please?
So here's the thing. By 2 to 4, we are going to have a class.
Okay, 2 to 4.
Yeah, by 2 o'clock to 4 p.m. And if 4 to 5, then we can have.
So what's the time now?
It's 1:16.
1:16. Okay, fine.
It's very easy. The alcohol is very
Let's say our picture here, we have X representing what? X. Picture.
Feature method.
Does it make any sense?
Yes.
Does it make any sense?
Yeah.
Hello, people from the back. Does it make any sense?
Yeah.
So what are we going to have here?
One.
When we did linear regression, right?
Yeah.
We have what here? X naught star, right? Plus So what do you call this guy? What happened to one of these guys? You call this guy 1, right?
Yeah.
Then this guy is what? This, you see this guy we called 1. We call, what do we call 1?
X0. X0 is
1. Then
Is X not
forget what you are seeing here. With respect to linear regression. Is it X not or theta X? I'm not closing people. Like we did this stuff. X naught is 1. You remember? So if X naught is 1, what does it tell you? It's biased. What does it tell you? If it's okay, let's say X naught is 0. What does it tell you? What it doesn't have, what does it tell you? Don't tell me it doesn't have intercept. Like what does it tell you? It starts from what? It starts from 0. So here, just like for mathematical convenience, we make our x0 to be what? 1. To make the matrix come out, to make the computation, to make it reasonable. For mathematical convenience, that's what we call it. I'm going to check on it. So. Then our x1 is what? This is our x1. Then the other guy is what? So this is what? What do we call this stuff? Vector what? Vector matrix. What do we call this stuff? Okay. 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 So, basically, what we are trying to do is that let's assume. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are going to assume that we have these values. We have theta 1. Since we have theta 1, then we have this guy here. We have x3. When we multiply them together, you get like the inner product. We are going to get like a value. So the logic here that we assume that we have this value. This is what we are going to learn with our learning algorithm. Then this is what we have here. When we do both of them together, we can use that to predict. So let's assume we have this is what we have learned, which is 0, 5, 0, and this guy is what? 1, 0.90. The inner product. What are you going to get? You should transpose this guy, right? Then you multiply this guy. You're going to have 1 times 0, 0. This times this what? 4.95. This times this. What are you going to get? 0. That's times part. We are still working on the assumption that we have this guy. Does it make any sense? This is what we are going to learn. So we are working on the assumption that we have this guy, right? So, just like linear regression, how am I supposed to explain this thing? Okay. If user J has rated a movie I, let's see. I'm trying to like remember something. Let's say Alice in the Wonderland. Alice rated Alice in the Wonderland. Makes sense, right? This is what it means. This is what it means. Then, if rated by a user J on movie I, if defined. This is what we have from our matrix. This is what we like the actual value. Like you know when we did that stuff now, theta transpose minus what? Your y, right? You get? This is what we call this stuff. What do we call this guy? Don't give me all those. Don't give me all those. Huh? How many of us did linear regression? So what do we call this guy? Oh, okay, let me just change it for convenience sake. Like, let me change this guy. It says, what do we call this guy? Is it until I transform it to this value way you know that it's So this is the parameter vector of the user. This is the feature vector of the movie I. See, let me just be honest with you. A lot of slides to like cover. So I will try as much as possible. I don't really want to like bore you with mathematics, but I will try to extend the part I feel that is necessary for you guys to understand. The remaining one, you watch the video. If you have any issues, come to class next week, we'll discuss it. Right? Fine. So, if you should remember linear regression, you should remember that back then we would do like summation, some stuff in the front, then some stuff on the other side. This is like the objective function, right? You remember? It's like the objective function, right? So for this time around, since these two values are the same thing, so we are going to take them out, right? We knock them out, leaving this guy and that guy. So what do we call this part here? So what was regularization? How?
Penalizing I.
To do why does it do that? By okay. Yeah, you guys understand it. You guys understand it. So now, if we should knock those guys, we should knock the M parts, not the other, not
We
M
should
parts.
send anyone that was understanding how.
I should send them out.
With sure. I'm just kidding though.
I don't
Please
know,
welcome to the
man.
other ones.
So, okay. What's amazing?
I'm not trying to say that people do.
So, let me just go back. We don't have to, we take the M out from both sides, right? Take the M out, take the M out. This is what we are going to have. This is what we are going to have. So we are going to minimize this, right? How do we even minimize this stuff? How do we do this stuff? So what is gradient descent? Don't give me, see, this is how I want you guys to answer question. You raise, no, don't, yeah, you raise your hand up. Yes, you should raise your hand up. Then I'll pick you, then you answer the question. This is how I want you guys. Don't just stay in the corner and be getting me one random answer. So what is gradient descent? It's just global optimum. Local minimum. So is that what kind of order? Is it first order, second order, or third order? What kind of order? You know our first value for convenience. You remember our first value for convenience in this situation we are going to say it is 1. So you have 0, 0, right? So Alice likes comedy, and she rates comedy movie high. So that's 5, right? Okay, Bob also likes romance movie. In this situation, we are going to say, in this situation, we are going to say 0. Does it make any sense? Do you understand action? So, learn features like romance and action. When you look at the title of it, I wonder, the Saka one, what do you call that one? that is what we are trying to do here. What do you say? Adventure. Can add that as an adventure. So let me just show you how it works. So let's assume that we have this guy. This time, this guy. We know that for us to get 5, for us to get 5, you understand what I'm saying? For us to obtain this 5, that means for this feature, romance, that means this particular part has to be high, has to be. What I'm saying doesn't make any sense. This particular part, two part has to be 0 because they don't have romance in it. You're optimizing for two part, they don't know what they like. They don't like, they only like romance, so this is what. So the other part we talked about user. Now we're going to talk about feature. What I said with respect to the content base. What I said with respect to the content base, we talked about user. So I'm going to talk about feature. So now, if you should watch this, let me just explain what watch the videos. One part is interesting. So I don't want to bore you guys with interesting. So I don't want to bore you guys with the math part. So basically, we are over the movies. So this particular notation is summing over the movies. The other part is on movies. So when you watch the math part, you understand. So this is where the collaborative filter part comes in. So in collaborative filter, you take in your feature vector. That's why you do this stuff over and over. Like, not like you keep doing this stuff over and over again. Like you need one to hit your other one. So the question is going to be like, which one should you start with? That's like the question. Like, should you start with the feature user? Which one are you going to start with? Smart. When you watch the video, you understand. So basically, let me just get to this. So basically, what he did was that he combined both of them together. These two equations, he combined them. I don't know if you can see these two equations. He kind of compressed them together. When you combine both of them together, you are going to get this guy here. Then one you're optimizing for feature, one you're optimizing for user. So you have your feature, you have your user. So you're going to differentiate with respect to feature and user. But this time around, instead of differentiating, assigning random, how am I supposed to explain this stuff? Instead of just differentiating it like, let me not use the word sarcastic, randomly, you're going to differentiate them like, okay, you keep this guy constant, you keep one of them constant, you differentiate the other, you keep this guy constant, you differentiate this guy. This is what is actually basically happening here. So by doing that, you get a better representation of your theta and your x that you are going to apply back to your model. So basically, that's what all this thing is talking about. So another thing he talked about is vectorization of low rank factorization. Just so what is happening here is that how do you vectorize your feature? How do you vectorize your features? So basically, we have all this guy here. So what's the importance of vectorization? What's even the importance of vectorization? Why do we apply vectorization? Faster what? Calculation. So we take these guys, we take all this stuff in, we have them as y, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So this is like an alternative way of representing our feature in forms of matrix. I want to show you this like vectorization and I just run through some visual stuff. Can do that on that then. How many minutes are
The challenge is that I need to get it up I thought you were still explaining, so I think I wanted to know.
Set up.
Yeah, I just wanted
We
to
can
know.
do it here. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Okay. So basically, you should take all those. You should take all those pictures. You should take those stuff we have from the previous slide. This is what we are going to get here, right? So now, remember this is like our y, and we want to get predicted. Remember this stuff, right? Theta transpose. You remember this stuff now, right?
Sorry.
Remember this stuff, right? So this one is the same thing as. Remember, right? We have this guy. This is the guy this is our predicted, right? So this is like another way of doing this stuff. But this time around, we are not going to do it like this. We have to like vectorize. We have to like vectorize this guy. And how do we vectorize this guy? It's already in the vectorized form.
Yes.
The previous we are supposed to have like theta x. But when we vectorize, we are going to have theta transpose x. It's already in the vectorized form, right? So how do we do that? So we take our x features, this guy, we stack them in rows. We take our theta features, we stack them. You stack this guy in rows, you stack the other guy in columns, right? Then when you stack this guy in rows, you stack this guy in column. What do we do to this guy? What have we done to this guy? Right? So this is what when you combine both of them together, this is what you're going to get. This is a vectorized implementation of these two guys, right? So can you skip? Can you go back to the previous slide? Okay, next slide. So the question is going to be, how do you find related movies? So frequency. What happens in frequency? Frequency of what?
Deju, you can use your phone back. You can use your phone, take.
Yeah, you've carried your friend.
Hello, please can we just while we can we just keep the noise? Can you just reduce our voice? So let me just run through this slide.
Is the footage production? I thought she was just passing it along. Did you pass or like more or
Hello, let's just run this stuff fast, please. So in this situation now, let's say we want to find like a related movie. Let's say we want to find movie J related to. Let's say we want to find movie J related to how we want to find movie J related to movie I. So what we are going to do is that we are going to get the difference between these two guys. We try as much as possible to make the. Let me where's the marker, please? Where's the marker? So basically, what I'm trying to say is that we try to get like we try to get vectors that are similar. Similar. How do you know something is similar? If the difference between them is what? Small. You get. So let's say you have you watch Simpson. If you watch Simpson, there's high chances that you also watch this Family Guy. Yeah. So if you like Simpson, there's high chances you like Family Guy. So if the vector between these two guys, let's say you watch Simpson, I watch Family Guy. If the difference between both of us is small, I can recommend something for you. So that's like what similarity actually talks about. So I can recommend things that are similar. So next. So this is Netflix. So this is how their recommender system actually works, like a small version of it.
We've not seen Ozark. We've not seen Ozark. What would you?
It's interesting. See this guy?
Breaking Bad.
That's like can I just for no respect. Can you just click on it?
Please don't waste water or anything. You cannot finish it to your bag and take it along. If you don't need it, don't take it. It's not compulsory. Sorry, the internet, I'm sorry, it's the laptop.
Right.
I don't know what to do for.
I don't know. Probably I just have a
This laptop has a that we can borrow. It's not for me. It's just coincidence that I'm here at the same time. It's not that it's not responding. I didn't do anything today. I don't have the password to Biola, Shebi, is it one you want to talk about?